Well, let's get more analysis on this election now with Paul Levin, who's director of Stockholm University's Institute for Turkish Studies. Thanks very much indeed for joining us today. Let's step back a bit. We're getting these early results in now, still quite a long way to go before we know have to be a runoff. Looking at the bigger picture, why are the stakes so high for Turkey? Can you explain to us why this election is considered so pivotal?
Well, thank you for having me, and it truly is a pivotal election. Erdogan has been in power for over 20 years, since 2002, his party, 2003, himself as then Prime Minister, later President. And he's really reshaped Turkey to a great extent, both domestically and in terms of its foreign policy. Turkey has become more of an autocratic state over the past 10 years, and the opposition now is presenting a serious challenge and a vision of a more democratic Turkey that wants to reorient its foreign policy also. And it's also an election that will have, I think, a significant impact and consequences for the rest of the world.
And how unusual is it for opposition parties to unite together like this behind a candidate? And how much of a change could they usher in if their candidate does win the presidency?
Well, they've tried in the past. In 2015, an opposition managed to unseat the majority that Erdogan held in parliament, but they failed to agree on a coalition government. And this is the first time that they sort of really have come together, presented a unified front, a unified program, and an alternative. But it is a really diverse coalition with everything from a small Islamist party to Turkish nationalists and to the larger Social Democratic Party. And they also require the support of a pro-Kurdish party, a radical leftist party outside of the coalition, which lends its support to the opposition candidate. And they promised to, as I said, reinstitute democracy in Turkey, release political prisoners, and also transform the system back to a parliamentary system as opposed to the now presidential system that Turkey has, where the president holds a lot of power. But it has many tasks in front of itself. Whoever wins will have to rebuild the earthquake-struck areas in southeastern Turkey. They will have to deal with the Turkish economy, which stands on the brink of a crisis, and many other challenges as well.
So you mentioned the economy alongside those democratic concerns, clearly economic problems, seemingly uncontrollable inflation, really top of the list of concerns of voters. What are the two candidates and the parties promising on delivering economic change?
Well, I don't know the details, and some of the promises are, typical populist promises, if you will. The opposition went out and promised a 40% hike of minimum wages of state employees, government employees. Erdogan topped that with placing himself just a little bit above that. So whoever it is, the current government has kicked the can down the road, if you will. Erdogan has pursued a monetary policy in particular, where he's pressured the central bank, which used to be independent, to keep rates low despite high interest rates, and that has, as you mentioned, led to very high inflation. The Turkish lira has also fallen against the dollar and the euro over the past 10 years, since about 2013, in fact. And that has led to a weak purchasing power, and it's now difficult for many Turkish families to make ends meet, if you will. So whoever takes charge will have a big task in trying to deal with the economic woes of the country.
Certainly a massive inbox. Thank you very much, Paul Levin from Stockholm University. We really appreciate your thoughts. Thank you.